The quote sounds explosive, almost too dramatic to be real. And that's exactly why it's important to ground this story in what actually happened rather than what people online might be implying. There is no verified instance where Kate Martin publicly said that A'ja Wilson ruined her career or that Caitlin Clark saved it in such blunt terms. But what is real is the pressure, the competition, and the very different paths these players represent in today's WNBA. And that's where the true story becomes just as compelling. Kate Martin entered the league as a player many fans already felt connected to. She wasn't just another rookie, she was part of the Iowa system that became a national phenomenon, playing alongside Caitlin Clark during one of the most watched eras in women's college basketball. Martin built her reputation not on flashy stats, but on toughness, defense, and doing the little things that win games. That kind of player doesn't always get headlines, but inside locker rooms, it matters a lot. Now step into the reality of the WNBA. This isn't college anymore. Every roster spot is earned, every minute is fought for, and every mistake can cost you opportunities. Players like A'ja Wilson represent the absolute peak of the league. She's not just good, she's dominant, an MVP-level force who sets the standard physically and mentally. For a rookie like Martin, facing players of that caliber isn't just a challenge, it's a wake-up call. And that's where narratives start to twist. When fans see a rookie struggle against elite competition, especially someone as dominant as Wilson, they sometimes frame it as a moment of exposure or even failure. But that's not how development works. Getting outplayed by one of the best in the world isn't career-ending, it's expected. If anything, it shows you exactly where you need to grow. There's a huge difference between being ruined and being tested, and in Martin's case, it's clearly the latter. At the same time, Caitlin Clark's presence in the league changes everything, not just for herself, but for players around her. Clark brings attention, spacing, playmaking, and a style that elevates teammates. For someone like Martin, who already has chemistry with Clark from their college days, that familiarity can translate into confidence and opportunity. It's not about being saved, it's about being put in a system where your strengths are understood and utilized. Think about it like this. Basketball isn't an individual movie where one player destroys another's story while someone else comes in as a hero. It's a system. It's matchups. It's timing. Martin's journey isn't defined by one opponent or one teammate, it's shaped by how she adapts to the league as a whole. There's also a bigger conversation here about how fans and media frame women's sports. Dramatic headlines get clicks, but they often oversimplify reality. Turning competitors into villains and teammates into saviors might make for viral content, but it doesn't reflect the respect these athletes actually have for each other. A'ja Wilson isn't out here ruining careers, she's setting a benchmark. Caitlin Clark isn't rescuing players, she's competing and creating opportunities through her play. And Kate Martin, she's right in the middle of that, trying to carve out her place. What makes her story interesting isn't conflict, it's resilience. She wasn't the most hyped player coming into the league. She wasn't projected as a superstar, but she keeps showing up, doing the work, and adapting. That's the real story. Not a dramatic quote, but the grind behind the scenes. If anything, facing someone like A'ja Wilson early in your career can be a blessing in disguise. It forces you to elevate your game faster than you might have otherwise. It exposes weaknesses, yes, but it also shows you what greatness looks like up close. And playing alongside someone like Caitlin Clark can accelerate your growth in a completely different way, by putting you in positions where your strengths actually shine. So instead of a narrative about destruction and salvation, what we're really seeing is contrast. One player representing the established elite, another representing the new wave of attention and opportunity, and in between them, a player like Kate Martin, navigating both worlds. That's not a story about being ruined or saved, it's a story about survival, adjustment, and proving you belong. And in the WNBA, that's the only story that really matters.